Have you started avoiding the stairs? Do you find yourself holding on to the handrail a little tighter than you used to? Maybe getting out of a chair feels slower, or perhaps you've noticed that your legs get tired after a short walk around the neighborhood. Most people assume it's simply part of getting older. But what if your legs are trying to tell you something else? Because here's the truth. Your legs don't suddenly become weak overnight. In many cases, the change happens little by little. A little less strength, a little less balance, a little less confidence, till one day you realize you're planning your day around how far you have to walk. And that's something many adults over 60 experience. The good news? Growing older doesn't mean you have to stop supporting your muscles. Every single day, your body depends on the food you eat to help maintain muscle, support normal movement, and keep you doing the things you enjoy. That doesn't mean one food is a miracle, and it doesn't mean you need expensive supplements. Sometimes the biggest difference comes from making smarter choices with everyday foods that are already available at your local grocery store. In today's video, we're looking at 6 foods that can become valuable parts of a balanced eating pattern for adults over 60 who want to support muscle health, mobility, and everyday strength. But before you think this video is only about protein, there's something even more important. Near the end, I'll share one simple daily habit that many people completely overlook. Without it, even the healthiest foods may not give your muscles the support you're hoping for. And surprisingly, it has nothing to do with buying another supplement or following another complicated workout plan. Our first food has been sitting in grocery stores for decades. Millions of Americans buy it every week. Yet many people still overlook it when they're thinking about stronger legs after 60. 1. Salmon. When people think about keeping their legs strong, most immediately think about protein. And they're right. Protein matters. But that's only part of the picture. That's one reason salmon has earned such a strong reputation as part of a healthy eating pattern for older adults. It provides high-quality protein that's important for maintaining muscle as we age. It also naturally contains nutrients like vitamin D and omega-3 fats, making it different from many other protein foods. As the years go by, maintaining muscle becomes more challenging. That's one reason many older adults notice their legs don't feel quite as steady as they once did. That's exactly why your everyday meals become more important after 60. Not because one meal changes everything, but because the choices you repeat week after week gradually add up. Here's something many people don't realize. You don't have to eat salmon every single day. Even including it a couple of times each week can help add variety to your protein choices. Some people enjoy it baked, others grill it. Many keep canned salmon in the pantry because it's affordable, convenient, and easy to add to salads, sandwiches, or simple meals. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is consistency. Because stronger legs aren't built by one healthy dinner. They're supported by hundreds of balanced meals over time. And speaking of everyday foods, the next one surprises a lot of people. Most people eat it from time to time. Some avoid it completely because they've heard mixed opinions over the years. Others assume it's too expensive to enjoy regularly. But here's what's interesting. When adults over 60 begin worrying about weak legs, this isn't usually the first food that comes to mind, and yet it has quietly remained one of the most practical foods for supporting muscle health as people age. The surprising part isn't how long it's been around. It's how many people overlook it while searching for expensive powders, trendy supplements, and complicated nutrition plans. Sometimes the foods making the biggest promises aren't the ones your body needs most. Sometimes the better choice has been sitting in the grocery store all along. So, what is it? 2. Lean beef. When people think about weak legs after 60, they often assume the problem starts in their knees. But in many cases, the real challenge begins higher up, your muscles. As we get older, maintaining muscle becomes more difficult than it used to be. That's one reason everyday activities can gradually feel more demanding. Standing up from your favorite chair, walking through the grocery store, carrying a few shopping bags into the house, or climbing a flight of stairs without stopping halfway. That's why getting enough high-quality protein becomes increasingly important as we age. Lean beef is one practical option because it provides complete protein along with nutrients like iron, zinc, and vitamin B12. But here's something many people overlook. You don't need an enormous steak to receive those benefits. In fact, moderate portions enjoyed as part of balanced meals often fit much better into a healthy eating pattern. The goal isn't to eat more. The goal is to eat smarter. Because here's the truth. Weak legs rarely develop because of one bad meal. And stronger habits aren't built from one good meal either. They're built from the choices you repeat, week after week, month after month. And speaking of foods, people often underestimate the next one has been sitting in refrigerators across America for generations. Most people think it's only for children. Others stop drinking it as they get older. But they may be overlooking one of the simplest ways to help support the muscles and bones they rely on every single day. The surprising part isn't that it's been around for so long. The surprising part is how often people replace it with sugary drinks or simply stop buying it altogether. As the years go by, maintaining strong legs isn't only about muscle. Your bones matter too. Your muscles and bones work together every time you stand up, take a step, or climb a flight of stairs. If one isn't getting the support it needs, everyday movement can gradually become more challenging. That's one reason this everyday food continues to earn a place in many balanced eating patterns for older adults. So, what is it? 3. Milk. Most people think of milk as something children need, but many adults over 60 can benefit from including it as part of a balanced diet. Milk naturally provides high-quality protein, calcium, and in many cases, vitamin D. Think about how many times you use your legs every single day, getting out of bed, walking to the mailbox, carrying groceries into the house, standing in the kitchen while preparing dinner, or simply getting up from your favorite chair. That's why many people over 60 start paying closer attention to simple foods that can become part of a healthy, balanced lifestyle. Milk is one of those foods. The goal isn't to drink large amounts. The goal is to make nutritious choices that you can realistically maintain over time. Because staying strong after 60 isn't about one perfect meal. It's about giving your body the support it needs, day after day, year after year. But here's something interesting. The next food on our list doesn't come from the dairy aisle. You'll usually find it in the produce section. Most people know it's healthy, but very few connect it with stronger legs. Some people only eat it when they're trying to lose weight. Others buy it with good intentions, only to let it sit in the refrigerator until it goes bad. That's unfortunate, because this everyday food has quietly earned a place on dinner tables for generations. As we get older, walking with confidence isn't just about having bigger muscles. Your body depends on muscles, nerves, bones, and healthy circulation all working together. That's why foods that support overall nutrition become increasingly important after 60. So, what is it? 4. Spinach. When people think about keeping their legs strong, leafy greens usually aren't the first foods that come to mind. but perhaps they should be. Spinach naturally contains nutrients like magnesium, potassium, vitamin K, and folate. Think about how often you rely on your legs without even realizing it. Walking across the parking lot, standing while preparing dinner, taking the dog outside, playing with your grandkids, or simply getting up from your favorite chair. Those everyday moments depend on much more than muscle alone. That's why balanced nutrition matters. Another thing people appreciate about spinach, it's incredibly easy to add to meals. Some people toss it into salads, others stir it into soups, add it to omelets, blend it into a smoothie, or lightly saute it with olive oil and garlic. The easier a healthy habit fits into your routine, the easier it becomes to stick with it. Because here's the truth. The strongest legs aren't built from one healthy food. They're supported by consistent choices, made one meal at a time. And speaking of simple foods, the next one surprises almost everyone. Many people think of it as a holiday side dish. Others assume it's just another source of carbohydrates. But that's only a small part of the story. There's another reason this everyday food deserves a place on today's list, and it has everything to do with helping you stay active after 60. That's why this next food has remained a favorite in American kitchens for generations. It's affordable, easy to prepare, and simple enough to enjoy throughout the year, not just during the holidays. The surprising part isn't how long it's been around. It's how often people underestimate what it can bring to a balanced meal. So, what is it? 5. Sweet potatoes. Most people think sweet potatoes belong on the Thanksgiving table, but they can be much more than that. They can become a regular part of balanced meals that help keep you active after 60. Sweet potatoes provide complex carbohydrates, giving your body a steady source of energy instead of the quick ups and downs that often come from highly processed foods. Why is that important? Because your muscles don't just need protein. They also need energy to keep working throughout the day. Whether you're walking around the neighborhood, working in the yard, shopping for groceries, or spending time with your grandchildren, your legs are constantly working for you. Many people enjoy sweet potatoes baked in the oven. Others roast them with vegetables, mash them as a simple side dish, or add them to soups and stews. The goal isn't to eat them every day. The goal is to include a variety of nourishing foods that fit naturally into your routine. Because here's something worth remembering. Staying strong after 60 isn't about finding one perfect food. It's about making small practical choices that you can continue for years. And speaking of simple foods, the last one on today's list is probably the easiest to overlook. But don't let its size fool you. Sometimes the smallest foods provide exactly what your body has been missing. So what is it? 6. Pumpkin seeds. Most people think pumpkin seeds are nothing more than a snack, but they can be much more than that. Despite their small size, pumpkin seeds provide protein, healthy fats, and magnesium, along with several other nutrients that help support normal muscle and nerve function. That's one reason simple foods like pumpkin seeds deserve a place in a balanced eating pattern. Sprinkle them over oatmeal, add them to yogurt, mix them into a salad, or simply enjoy a small handful as a snack. Just another practical food that fits naturally into everyday life. And perhaps that's the biggest lesson from today's list. None of these foods are miracle foods. They won't suddenly make weak legs strong overnight. But when they become part of a balanced diet, along with regular movement, good sleep, and other healthy habits, they can help support the muscles, bones, and overall health that keep you moving. Now, before you think these 6 foods are the entire answer, there's something even more important we need to talk about. Because you could fill your refrigerator with salmon, lean beef, milk, spinach, sweet potatoes, and pumpkin seeds, and still miss one daily habit that plays a huge role in keeping your legs working their best. Unfortunately, it's the habit many adults over 60 overlook completely. Here's something that surprises a lot of people. After hearing about 6 different foods, most people immediately start thinking about what they're going to eat tomorrow. But what if the bigger question isn't, what are you eating? What if it's, how often are you moving? Think about it. Your muscles were designed to be used. The less they're used, the harder they become to maintain. That doesn't mean you need to spend hours in a gym or run several miles every day. For many adults over 60, a simple daily walk is one of the most practical habits you can build. Maybe it's 10 minutes, maybe it's 15, maybe it's a walk around the block after dinner, or parking a little farther away at the grocery store. Small amounts of movement, repeated consistently, often matter far more than occasional bursts of intense exercise. And here's another habit many people overlook. Don't save almost all of your protein for dinner. Your body benefits when protein is spread throughout the day. A protein-rich breakfast, a balanced lunch, and a satisfying dinner. That's often an easier habit to maintain over time. Hydration matters too. Even mild dehydration can leave you feeling tired and less willing to stay active. Keeping a glass of water nearby, or making water part of your daily routine, is another simple habit that supports overall health. Because here's the truth, no single food, no single exercise, and no single habit will determine how well you move as you get older. It's the combination of small, consistent choices that often makes the biggest difference. Start with one better meal, one short walk, one healthier habit, then build from there. If there's one message I hope you take away from today's video, it's this. Growing older doesn't automatically mean giving up your strength, or your confidence, or your independence. While none of these foods is a miracle on its own, each one can become part of a balanced eating pattern that helps support the muscles, bones, and overall nutrition your body depends on to stay active. Let's quickly recap today's 6 foods. Salmon, lean beef, milk, spinach, sweet potatoes, and pumpkin seeds. They're affordable, easy to find in grocery stores across the United States, and simple enough to fit into everyday meals. Just remember, supporting stronger legs after 60 isn't about chasing one perfect food. It's about building better habits that you can actually stick with. One balanced meal, one daily walk, one healthy choice at a time. Those small decisions often add up far more than people expect. Of course, if you have a medical condition, follow a special diet, or take prescription medications, talk with your healthcare provider before making significant changes to your eating habits. And remember, the best time to start taking care of your legs wasn't 10 years ago. The next best time is today. If you found today's video helpful, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 6 foods do you already eat most often? Let us know in the comments below. And if you know a friend or family member who's been struggling with weak legs or wants to stay independent longer, share this video with them. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us here on 60 Plus Food Guide, where every week we share simple, practical senior nutrition tips to help you stay active, independent, and living life with confidence. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.